Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're looking at 3 ranked games, the most recent ranked games on the ballchasing.com database between Forky and Ashllxyy. As you saw there, Ashllxyy playing on the USC server in order for these two players to run into each other. And there were actually 4 games played between these two before this game that you're currently watching, and Forky was able to win every single one of them. So let's see if he can keep that up. He's clearly in great form, and that is shown and evidenced by the fact that he's been sitting in the top 10, I think, for the majority of this ranked season. So definitely Forky's in some phenomenal form this season. He's really been putting the work into ones. Let's see how he does in these games against Ashllxyy, who has been, I think, sitting just outside the top 10 for the majority of the season. But never one to shy away from a challenge, and not too bothered about all the points that he's lost against Forky so far. Queues up again, with the full knowledge that it'll probably be a rematch, as they've already matched up against each other 4 times before this. Forky, with a strong kickoff, going to give himself a 2-1 lead. Had plenty of time there to wait for the post bounce, didn't have to read it, which is always nice when the ball's hitting the inside of the post like that. Forky actually bouncing off the top of the ball there while looking for a wave dash recovery kickoff. Didn't land appropriately. Oh, what a save. My goodness, Forky narrowly avoids getting demoed mid-air, and then actually gets down to the ball, which was falling almost beneath him there. So Ashllxyy did a great job with the air double bump setup. Ashllxyy now sealing away the corner boost, going to go as quickly as he can towards the net, but with no boost left, he can't actually wrap around the ball for the open net finish. Forky's defense proving to be sufficient, and now Ashllxyy's the one who's in a bit of trouble. It's a very nice dodge though to play the ball back into the corner, grab his corner boost and keep the attack going, but a bit of a wasted opportunity there for Ashllxyy as he gives away the possession. Now Forky the one, oh, he's cleaned it up brilliantly. He actually baited Ashllxyy in with, I think, a complete miss on the ball. I don't think he meant that with the bounce dribble, but if he did, then that's absolutely phenomenal, and you can see why Ashllxyy would fall for that. I mean, it really was so convincing. Ashllxyy now getting, oh my goodness, oh, he's gonna get an open net, but misses it. I was gonna say getting another goal back with a clean outplay, but he has completely missed on an open net conversion. And wow, he might still be shaken after the last goal that Forky's managed to put past him, and also the incredible defense that we're seeing out of Forky at the moment. Boost management just a bit too good. Ashllxyy down 4-1, and before he was demoed by the goal explosion there, you might have noticed that he just stopped moving. That's usually an indication of a player trying to, either shake off some tilt or wipe some sweat off their controller, whatever it was. It usually happens when a player is either frustrated with their performance in the game or frustrated with an element of luck like respawning. That's really the only luck that you get in Rocket League. Apart from that, you've got kickoff spawns. Sometimes that can tilt a player, but none of that's happened here. I think Ashllxyy probably just trying to get in the zone because Forky is really playing some fantastic Rocket League. I forgot to mention actually, but some of you might have already noticed, and I will clarify just in case anybody thinks there's something wrong with my microphone today. I don't believe that there is, but I do have 1 blocked nostril, so that's, if I do sound different, that's why I sound different. But yeah, you can leave your best guess in the comments below as to the volume required to block one of my nostrils. They are substantial, as you all know. Anyway, Ashllxyy able to cut the lead down to 1 goal now. Forky knows better than to run away from the ball as Ashllxyy grabs the mid boost there. Really good defense by Forky once again. Lovely little power slide to catch the ball, and Forky, as always, he's so mechanical with the flicks. Ashllxyy saved by the bar. And now it looks like Ashllxyy's going to be the one to profit off a bit of a misplay, as his first touch ended up being too heavy. That actually made Forky think that he could make a move on the ball, but then at the last second he changed his mind, thinking to himself, well, actually, I think Ashllxyy's going to get there, isn't he? So I better try and dunk him. Ashllxyy just left it. So both players once in this game have been able to capitalize on, I think, a misplay in the setup. But oh my goodness, look at Forky. He's just too strong with the 50-50. And really not all in as well. It's impressive that he can get such a strong hitbox in the ball, but still be recovering, still be in a great position to follow up with the next play. He's not in a great position here though, leaving the bottom corner open. Ashllxyy slots it. And you can see there, Forky just knew, as he was going for the boost, this is probably a bad idea, but he's so committed, he just hoped that, I don't know, maybe Ashllxyy will miss another open net, maybe he's going to take too long to take the shot or miss-hit it and enable Forky to get the save. Wasn't the case. Both of these players, easily some of the most mechanical players in the world, and both yet to really make a big splash in the 3v3 scene. I'm definitely rooting for them. Great play by Forky. Gets the demo, sees Ashllxyy spawning on the far side, and he's got confidence to pass it to himself off that near post back wall. Forky's kickoffs continuing to do work. If he isn't winning kickoffs, he's recovering brilliantly off them, and that's a really nice wave dash landing. Really pointing the nose of the car into the ground there to maximize the turn on the landing. Something that's very difficult to control, but Forky clearly an expert at that. And again, just knowing that if he turns slightly to the left and points the front wheels of his car into the ground, that he will be able to land with some momentum on the turn. Ashllxyy, knowing that anything other than a bar down goal is probably not good enough to go past Forky's defense, he went for it, missed it, concedes again. 3-goal difference. Forky might just try and run down the clock from this position. No, he's actually going to turn around, so no back corner play by him. Almost ended up being a bit of a mistake, as Ashllxyy immediately challenged, and with a better bounce could have been scoring. Forky not going to give Ashllxyy any late game mind games, and now he is going to keep the ball in the back corner. This is really good time wasting by Forky, and he's going to get scored on actually, but had the right idea there. Just let the clock win the game. Not a strong enough hitbox in that challenge. A rare occurrence, given Forky success in 50-50s in this game so far. Oh my goodness, what a goal! Forky will score one more goal to celebrate with, but I think Ashllxyy had already forfeited. Yeah, it looks like Ashllxyy's just reversing into the corner there. He probably looked up at the clock and realized, oh yeah, that's not going to be enough time. Oh, actually, well, I'm not sure if this was just a mistake on the turn. It looks a bit weird for Ashllxyy to reverse there. That might have been a controller issue or something. Or, you know, more likely, I think what happened here is that Ashllxyy tried to go to the menu to forfeit and ended up, I don't know, reversing out of the way. He's probably just looked at the clock and thought, yeah, I'm forfeiting here. There's no way I can come back. But check out Forky's goal anyway. That's a really good finish. Able to get a bit of a floor pinch on there and win game. Well, it's actually game number 5. There was 4 on ball chasing again. I remind you, you can go and download those yourself. Just search Ashllxyy. It's ASHLLXYY or Forky. Click the pro player only box and then click 1v1, and you'll be able to see these replays if you scroll down. I'm sure that they'll be quite easy to find. But Forky now 5 straight wins. We've got 2 more games to get into. Let's get into the next one. Here we are at home on Manfield night. Forky and Ashllxyy now in the Octane. Oh, sorry, in the Fennec, not the Octane, for this next one. I didn't actually check the other games played between these two to see if Ashllxyy had been changing cars at all, but those of you who've been following Ashllxyy's success in 1v1 show matches and success in his Rocket League career so far, you'll know that he is an expert in the Octane, the Fennec, and also the Dominus. He's played quite a few 1v1 series in the Dominus, and he can make it work. So definitely a really useful skill to have, to be able to mix in different hitboxes. Well, in this case, the same hitbox, but a really different feel to how the game plays. Ashllxyy just narrowly avoiding Forky's bump attempt, but now completely missing the ball as he tries to flick it. First touch popped it up too high. Forky sticking around, doesn't back off, no boost, but no need for boost. Absolute laser of a shot, well placed behind Ashllxyy, who was expecting a shot to go across the net. Forky now losing a kickoff goal. His kickoffs were top notch in the last game that we saw, but that one was a bit too side on. He did end up being crushed. Of course, the wave dash recovery, as you see there, is a kickoff that's trying to make up a disadvantage in position, but this time he goes a bit too far past Ashllxyy and leaves his net open for another kickoff goal. So a bit of a mistake there by Forky. in the decision-making after the kickoff happened. The previous one, it was mostly a mistake in execution on the actual kickoff itself. And Forky able to get one back. He knew that there's a good chance he could get that shot past Ashllxyy, who was trying to recover off the back of his net, but didn't have boost to accelerate into a second save. Forky attempting a standard kickoff here, gets it all wrong. He's too low, too side on, and Ashllxyy easily converts yet again. Forky having some problems here with the kickoffs. Let's see what he decides to go for. Back to the wave dash, but leaning too far back into it means that he can't really wave dash in the landing there, so it might just flip his car over. Ashllxyy's missed and concedes again. Ashllxyy really careless. He had such a good position there, and instead of trying to play for an extended offensive onslaught, he just goes for one big shot. Doesn't work out. It looks like Forky had most of the goal covered there, despite it appearing for a moment that Ashllxyy would have a kickoff goal. You know, the defense of Forky might have persuaded Ashllxyy that it's not worth trying to consistently pressure. I've seen Ashllxyy go for consistent pressure strategies in ones many times recently. Open net for Forky, looks good enough, and that will tie the game. Once again, Ashllxyy not trying to go for consistent pressure. He's looking for the first clear chance to shoot, and he's just going for it. You know, we did see a bit of that in the last game, that Ashllxyy probably, you know, showing a lot of respect to Forky's boost management right now, because if your opponent's boost management is not sufficient to withstand your pressure that you can put on them for 15-20 seconds while you steal their big boost pads away, then obviously it's a good idea to try and do that against them. But if their boost management is as good as what it was, or what we saw from Forky in the last game, then I can understand why Ashllxyy wouldn't want to just go for these extended plays where he's in Forky's back corner. Failed half flip there for Ashllxyy. Not sure if he would have got back to save this either way. Forky ties it once again. I would say half flip, I meant speed flip on Ashllxyy there. He's trying to speed flip back into his half. Ended up actually just back flipping in the spot. Can happen even to the pros, and even to some of the best ones players in the world. Forky, oh, what clean turn that is. Denied by the bar with an extremely fast flick, but Ashllxyy calls his bluff in the next challenge. Shoots straight down the middle of the pitch. That's a much better conversion from Ashllxyy. He's taken the open nets and he's taken the chances that he's had pretty well when they've been wide open nets in this game. Still Ashllxyy not able to get a good record against Forky when Forky's actually in the net, when Forky's in defense to stop Ashllxyy from shooting open nets. It's looking really good for Forky. I'm very impressed with his defense, very impressed with his boost management. You know, he's going to be frustrating Ashllxyy if he keeps this up. What a challenge. Forky again, able to close the distance, get a solid touch on the ball, and bumps Ashllxyy at the same time. And he's going to overtake Ashllxyy with the wave dash recovery there. Wants the fast shot on net. Not giving Ashllxyy any time to grab big boost pads, not even small boost pads, but a pre-flip from Ashllxyy will get him back in the ball. And actually another bump from Forky sends him away from it. Ashllxyy getting clipped at the tail end of these exchanges. It's giving Forky space to maneuver and get passes around him. Perfect decision there by Forky to play for the back corner. Too dangerous sticking around mid there. He would have had to concede the side of his car to Ashllxyy. Leave himself wide open for bumps. A very nice play. Oh, it's in. Ashllxyy with the tidy sidewall recovery actually just rolls the ball into the bottom right corner. 7 goals each. A lot of them have been long-range snipes for Ashllxyy. What could Forky do here? Oh, he's hit the bar. Quite a few crossbars in this game for Forky. He should be able to save this. I think he accidentally got a second touch on that as it bounced back off the post. Thinking about going for an immediate counter-attack, as you often can do when your opponent's stealing your boost and you're able to pass the ball off the post to yourself. Great demo by Ashllxyy. Couldn't beat Forky to the ball, but he can beat him up as he goes for it. And Ashllxyy now 8-7 in the lead with a quick dribble down the field. And it's a really good idea to make that play as quickly as you can. When you get a demo and you're already supersonic, just get the ball on target. Force your opponent to make a tough decision. Do you go for boost on the respawn, or do you pressure the ball? And you know, the sooner the attack is coming towards them, the harder that decision is to get right. Ashllxyy afraid of back wall bumps and demos here, trying to jump at random times. Here he is off the ceiling. Oh my, that's some lift on the ceiling shot. But luckily for Forky, it wasn't on target. And unfortunately for Ashllxyy, his recovery is not sufficient to cover the counter-attack. Forky ties it 8-all. What a game. And now it looks like Ashllxyy's messed up his kickoff approach. Forky with a chance to get in the lead late on in the game. Ashllxyy stations himself near post, and Forky's totally beamed his offensive play. It looks like it's going to go in for Ashllxyy. 9-8. Both players taking turns messing up their aerial plays there and just giving open nets to their opponent. 5 seconds left for Forky to try and get back into this one. Not the best kickoff outcome though. Ashllxyy going to get the ball up nice and high. Oh, but he doesn't have any boost to play with here. Didn't have time to grab the 100. Here comes Forky. 0-second equalizer. Cross pitch from Forky. Ashllxyy must have thought he'd done enough there by getting the ball up in the air. It's usually you can just chase down your opponent. It doesn't look like it's going to matter though. He's going to score 6 seconds in, and Forky's out of this one. He will not be happy about how this one ended after such a heroic end to regulation time. But Ashllxyy just got the better of Forky there. Forky thought it was going to be a race for the side boost. Right here, Forky sees the flip from Ashllxyy towards the side boost, and he thinks to himself, well, I can actually beat Ashllxyy to the side boost, so I'm also going to flip towards it. But when Ashllxyy sees Forky flip towards the boost, and you know, it doesn't matter at this point, Forky's getting it first, he could just turn and shoot. So great outcome there for Ashllxyy. Forky in the moment made a mistake, didn't realize that Ashllxyy would in fact be able to turn and shoot if he fully committed to the side boost. But great game, and we have to take another look at that 0-second equalizer. This is you know, usually a great thing to do when it's 0 seconds. You just get the ball up high and then go towards where it's going to bounce, because this forces your opponent to either jump up in the air to stop you from bumping them, or it forces them to waste all their boost starting a play from distance. But it looks like Ashllxyy just wasn't able to get close. So right here, you know, ideally what you'd be trying to do is hit the ball up high and probably land on the corner boost. So nice high touch, grab the corner boost, and then just zoom over towards Forky and force him to do something right about now. But yeah, didn't get the landing, so wasn't able to influence the play here. That enabled Forky to get control. Really great flick though by Forky. I mean, he had tons of work to do, despite the fact that Ashllxyy slightly messed up his execution. Look at the finish from Forky. Great setup, and a really good touch to send it into overtime. But that's the first win. Ashllxyy able to get one. It was the Fennec that really swung this one, or one of the elements that swung this one. But we've got one more game between the two to take a look at. Let's get into it. Here we are, the final game, the most recent game, at least that I'm aware of, play between Ashllxyy and Forky. But what a great matchup it is. Much like the Ashllxyy AJ game that we saw, Forky able to go toe-to-toe with Ashllxyy in the aerial game. Both players are complete monsters mechanically, and they've got the 1v1 strategy, the smarts to back it up. But it's going to be Ashllxyy with the first goal of the game. Forky denied by the crossbar. I do think that if we, you know, if any of you go and take a look at the other games played between these players, I imagine you're going to find a ton of very successful aerial defense, and just very successful defense in general between both players, because look at the difficulty of the shots that they're attempting when they're playing in the air. They're trying to go for the toughest shots possible in almost every position. Look at the parts of the goal that both players are aiming at when they're shooting, when they're flicking. They're only looking for top corners. They're only looking for the best shots possible. When there's an obvious defender in net, there Ashllxyy, I think, was trying to catch Forky playing the ball. Forky actually just waiting on the ground for the touch to come towards him. Good read by him. Yeah, when goalkeeping is as impressive as these two are able to make it, offense needs to really push themselves to the limit. Oh, that's a cheeky touch. Ashllxyy dodging the dunk from Forky, who is falling back down towards the ball. Not enough lift on his flip reset shot. You gotta love, once again, the recoveries of Forky. The way that he just makes these slight turns on every landing. What a save by Ashllxyy as well. Forky's gonna mess up his recovery on this one, but I do love those landings from Forky, whether it's a wave dash or just getting a recovery from a bump. The ability to land with the nose of the car pointing downwards to really accentuate the turn. Very impressive stuff. Like I said earlier, super hard to control that. If you're not careful, your car could do a full 180 and it just completely ruin your position, probably get you scored on. But Forky has got it down to a really, really high level. It's impressive to see, and it's exciting to think that that's just going to become meta, as all of the mechanics eventually do for Rocket League, especially in a precise game like 1v1. Ashllxyy back up to a 1-goal lead. Has been looking a lot more controlled in the Fennec, and it looks like the kickoff game's significantly improved. Of the wave dash on the wall to get into position, but Forky's boost management, and not just the boost management, the ability to hold back on that trigger finger, but also just the positioning to keep on grabbing those back corner boosts of his. Very impressive stuff. Ashllxyy now, a few extra touches, make it 4-2. Saw the challenge coming in from Forky, committed to just getting the ball as high as possible. Great reaction time from Ashllxyy. Both players locked up side by side. Ashllxyy needs to be careful when he puts himself right in front of Forky like he did there. Just a small bump can send you flying. Forky getting underneath the ball after the ceiling recovery, popping it over to Ashllxyy, who didn't have a good read on what was coming towards him there. Forky, look at the acceleration. He's starting off behind on pretty much every single kickoff, at least in terms of distance to the ball, and he still gets it. Ooh, not the kindest bounce there for Forky, but he does get in a good position to cover that option anyway. Didn't want to go too close in case it bounced flat right back towards him. Didn't want to get or stay too far away in case it went straight down. So good positioning there by Forky, covering both of the potential bounces. Mistake from Ashllxyy. Gonna give Forky an open net. Forky takes the lead. Just 2 minutes left. 7th game in a row between these two. A few mistakes either way. And there's another one from Ashllxyy, just thinking he's going to get to the ball first, or thinking he's going to get to the boost first, I should say. Those kind of plays, this one looks really weird as we watch it on Spectator, but on 100 ping, I can totally see why Ashllxyy would think he's getting to that boost first. Sometimes you can have those weird plays. You just have to know that that's going to happen when you're playing on the away server. You have to imagine that every 50-50, every challenge, every race to a boost, everything is going to look a little bit worse for you than what you really see. So, it's a mistake nonetheless. Ashllxyy should not be making those plays. What a recovery there by Forky, 7-4. He's on a 5-goal streak unanswered. What can Ashllxyy do about it? Look again, Forky just so quick with the recoveries after losing kickoffs. And I say losing with quotations because he's won it, but just when Ashllxyy thinks he's going to get to the ball first, Forky beats him to it once again. Really impressive stuff. And he's not only going for one kickoff strat over and over again, he's mixing it up sufficiently to keep Ashllxyy guessing. Phenomenal control by Ashllxyy. Very difficult to absorb all the power from Forky's shot and just keep the ball next to you. That's exactly what Ashllxyy did. He's almost given Forky another open net here, though he has, and that will be an FF. Ashllxyy realizes that he's given himself a bit too much to do here. 5 goals in less than 50 seconds is, that's a comeback that very few players have made. And even the players who have made it, it's an extreme rarity. Ashllxyy decides that this is gonna be GG's, and they were great games, really amazing stuff. The recoveries from Forky, I think, the difference in this last game. But very impressive goalkeeping in the first game that we watched. I think surprising Ashllxyy and saving a lot of shots and doing so with ridiculously careful boost management. Really forcing Ashllxyy out of his comfort zone. Good switch up by Ashllxyy in game 6. I would not be surprised if he continued to switch cars if this was a tournament and if this wasn't the last game between the two. Probably expect to see a Dominus come out next. He really does have some great plays. But shout out to Ashllxyy for continuing to upload his games to Ball Chasing for all of us to view. It's a pleasure to watch his games, and awesome to see Forky back at his best. I think looking better than ever. Unbelievable player when it comes to aerial offense, and we've always known that, but he looked phenomenal today in defense, and the ability to just shrug off big offensive plays and not only survive but thrive, turning it into counterattacks, turning it into possession for himself. So really, I think both these players have evolved a ton from when they burst onto the scene. They both really made a name for themselves being those big aerial goal type of players, but they're very well rounded now, and hopefully we get to see more of this type of matchup in the future. Who knows, maybe Forky will come over to Europe at some point, or Ashllxyy will be in America, and we'll get to see this one on the same ping. That would be just amazing. Just gets me thinking of a 1v1 LAN again, something that has to happen. Definitely one of my goals with content creation and tournament organization. Just have a 1v1 LAN at some point in the future when that becomes possible again. But yeah, that's all we're going to do for today, guys. Another reminder, if you want to see the other 4 games played between these two, just head over to ballchasing.com. I'm not sponsored. I just really like the site. It's a really cool site. Shout out to them for putting all that together and making it available to all of us with all the extra stats as well, more so than just the scoreboard. Really cool stuff. But hopefully you've enjoyed this matchup. I'm actually planning to do a couple more mini Ashllxyy ranked videos, so hopefully you're enjoying this. He does upload all of his ranked games, or at least as far as I'm aware, and he's been running into some really cool opposition recently that I think we just have to take a look at. So plenty more of him to come on the channel in the next few days, and I'll see you on Twitch for regular content as well this week and this Friday, especially with the RLCS viewing party. You don't want to miss that. But thanks again for watching, guys. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.